Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining our daily energy check-in for Twin Flame Collective. We'll be looking at the energies of both the feminine and the masculine, and then we'll get an answer to an additional question that we need to know on the journey, and then I'll pull some cards from my Hermit Tarot deck with messages between the twins. All right, and as you know, I will start with little oracle message for each of the twin collectives, and today I decided to use the angel therapy deck, so we'll be gotta get it here. We will be getting some practical advice on what is the right thing to do, what is a beneficial thing to do on the journey right now, especially if you're going through some kind of distress, some kind of adversity, or just a crossroads where you're not sure which step to take next. So let's get a card for Divine Feminines first of all. And of course, don't forget that my TV show continues to get the new episodes out this week. We'll be talking about personal astrologies as a topic very near and dear to my heart. I definitely want to develop in this area and provide more services to people. I already use astrology knowledge both within the tarot community and the readings that I do, and also in my coaching sessions with clients. And this is going to be, I already have actually a webinar around it, and it's posted as a video on the Mindful Bamboo channel. This is my other YouTube channel, so you can check it out on your own pace, or join us for the TV show this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will be walking people through what it does, how it works, and how it can be a very powerful tool towards your personal growth. All right, with that said, Divine Feminines, your message is indigo. I'll be doing this more because I'm using a different mode on my camera, so just want to make sure that you guys you can see the cards. The person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural born leader. So, and basically, if the question that you had in mind, or where you are in the crossroads about you, the message is, or the confirmation is that you are an indigo, and this is something to keep in mind when you're making that decision, that you're a highly sensitive being, that you're a natural born leader, right? So maybe some of the options I'm gonna fit in just because it will go against your instinct as a leader, right? Or some of it may go fine for people who are not as sensitive, and it makes total sense. Maybe it's a more practical choice, but for you, because you are more sensitive, it's just gonna be too hard, or it's gonna create more harm than benefit, or something along those lines. For masculines, we have visualize success. Oh, I like this. This is like a vision board card. See yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in the positive outcome. But yeah, I take it a step forward, and this is also about you can do vision boards 100%, but if you don't want to go that way, if it's not something that you are drawn towards, then at least journal it, at least put it on paper, print it out, maybe digitally you have a way to display it somewhere where you can see what that success looks like for you, right? If you can add like specifics, especially in terms of the feelings, the emotions, people around you, maybe even the surrounding, right? Like if you have that kind of information that immediately takes you into that space energetically, then create that image, whether it's verbally or visually, because being in that energy frequency is something that will help you manifest the result faster. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Good Tarot today for the main read. It's not that big of a read these days since I'm using the Hermit Tarot. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Fire. So this is 8 of Wands in the regular deck. In this deck, this is like finding your way and being open-minded about how you get, you know, like it's also, you know, 8 of Wands, a lot of times it's communication or progress. So it's about the journey, about the vector and the movement, right? This is being open-minded in terms of the journey and how you get to where you want to be. And I'm hearing immediately for some, even being open-minded about where you're going. So it's almost like the opposite to what we usually know, right? Like we have a specific goal and then we're figuring out how to get there. And this is, you know, the next step, but you are not 100% sure where it will take you or what is the end goal here. That's the paradox of this journey for sure. Let's get some clarifiers. And by the way, if you're interested in a personal reading, I do take requests for that. You can email me at info.mindful.bamboo@gmail.com, or you can go to my website mindfulbamboo.com and find the service you're interested in and order it from there. 8 of Pentacles here. Yeah, I see another 8. This is about putting in the work, right? So even if you don't know where exactly the step is taking you and your brain may be trying to sabotage it, like we don't even know why, right? Like why does it make sense to put in so much effort here if we don't really know what the outcome will be? But this is for you then to have faith, right? And to still continue putting in the work. It's part of the contract and part of how we are establishing that relationship with the universe, with our guides, with the divine. And the more trust we show in the divine plan, the more we're given that, the more we can take on. Feminines, you have the Fool clarified by 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely the energy of blossoming in wherever it is. And I've already given you the kind of the background to this energy, is what I was just talking about, right? This is very much an open mind towards where you're headed, what that image is going to be, what the success looks like to you, right? And just remember to take care of yourself. 9 of Pentacles is also a self-care card. Is remembering to give yourself time and effort, is like to water your own garden in a way, you know, to, and that of course includes also taking care of your surrounding, of your home, of your garden, maybe literally, right? Making time for your hobbies and things like that, that will help you journey without having a lot of stress or anxiety on this journey, you know? Being more open, because when you are in the blissful energy, in the high vibe energy, then you nature relax more into what the path brings to you. For masculines, we have 3 of Air clarified by 5 of Pentacles, both cards of heartache and loneliness, really. In this deck, 3 of Air is a little bit, 3 of Swords essentially, is a little bit different, but it's still, there's melancholic energy in both of this, right? It's like masculines are making it through, pushing themselves through the hardship, essentially. They are heartbroken. For some, it's about the DF and whatever the last interaction was, or where you ended things before separation, or where you are right now, and maybe them feeling like they can't really take it forward, although they really want to, right? For others, it's some kind of karmic development that we also saw recently. Karmic unfolding was happening to DMs over and over and over, like more and more of it, right? And this is like this part where you manage to get yourself out of it somehow, but you're beaten down, you feel the pain now, truly. Like this is the time when you can breathe out and reconnect with the pain. So on the one hand, it's a very sad and melancholic energy. On the other hand, this is that next step towards healing. So it's acknowledgement of how hard it's been and how much pain has been inflicted, whether it was consciously or subconsciously. And I'm getting the message immediately that it's both, actually. Additional question, 4 of air clarified by 4 of air, essentially. It's the same card, different decks. Yeah, so the energy of taking care of yourself, of meditating, and just being in this energy, this more of a hermit energy, I would say, that will bring in natural healing and rest, and also allow for the downloads to come through, right? So it's less acting and more resting and observing, being curious about what's going on within you and on the outside, what the life brings to you, brings to your plate today. So how the feminines, how is this helping feminines? That's the question. Thank you. Patience and judgment. Oh my god, feminines continue getting major arcanas. So yeah, it helps build patience, and the judgment is the download that I was just talking about. Helps channel clearly, cleanly, helps to hear things that you wouldn't normally hear if you're hustling, if you're taking care of chores, if you're just going about your schedule and all the items on your to-do list, right? We don't necessarily have the capacity to get all the messages. And of course, it teaches us more patience, because the more we get ourselves into the hustle and bustle of things, especially in the current day and age when everything and everyone around us kind of promotes speed and quick results, and that pressure kind of like, well, hey, you haven't done this yet? Like, people have done 3 times more. Or this person is 5 years younger than you and they've accomplished 10 times more, or whatever it is, you know? So when you let that go and you just get into the moment of that meditation, of that prayer, of the higher guidance, right? Again, it helps you nurture patience as a habit, as a reflex, rather than having hustle and rush as an impulse, as an instinct. How is it helping the masculines? We have the Empress and High Priestess. Not the same card, but you do understand that this is the divine feminine energy. And yes, it's definitely one of the areas of it, one of the sides of it, right? The ways to look at it is the actual divine feminine person, right? Like their person, that they're able to see more deeply and more authentically when they give themselves that time. They are able to connect telepathically and understand the energy more and understand what the feminines are going through on a deeper level. But also, this is a more intimate connection with the divine feminine energy within themselves, where they are actually able to understand what that feminine, integrated feminine energy is like, and why it's helpful, why it's necessary, right? Because a lot of times we still have, and again, the instinct or the reflex of the masculine is to push into the masculine energy, right? Like when in doubt, push into the masculine energy. And a lot of times it ends up being disintegrated masculine, and yeah, we know what happens next, right? This is embracing the feminine side, the feminine energy, and the benefits that it's given in terms of the intuition and the knowledge, in terms of ability to be creative and expressive and innovate, essentially. Beautiful, I love it. Now let's get some messages from masculines to feminines first. Okay, I just want space. What do you want? I want space. What do you want, divine feminine? And please give me time. I've never felt this way before. Yeah, so this is that Empress and High Priestess energy that we were just seeing, where there is like this awe of like an understanding of like, wow, this is so expansive, like from the word expand. Whoa. And also more and more contrast to that heartache that they're feeling, right? And if anything, they do need space and time to heal that heartache, right? In the meantime, they're wondering how you see things. And because for them, the deeper knowledge and understanding is unfolding on the emotional level, they are more and more wondering, how do you see the picture? How do you see what's going on between the two of you on 3D, Are you connected in 5D and you can feel their energy as much as they feel yours, divine feminines watching? You know, like all these things, they're wondering now, what's your perspective? How do you see it? And for some of you, you may be thinking, well, I mean, we talked about it, right? But this is, you know, like when you get, I don't know, when you are learning to paint, I'm getting that example for some reason. And at first you probably start with like basic 6 colors or 12, right? But even if you have 12, there's a good chance you'll end up using 4 or 5, right? And that's plenty of you. That's already overwhelming. And that's already like taking a lot of energy and time and all that. But then if you're taking lessons or, you know, you're interested in, you're learning more and you're becoming more advanced in it, then you start wanting different nuances and shades of colors. And you'll want, even when you have 30, that may not be enough for you. And you still end up mixing some of them to a specific like nuanced shade that you want for what you're trying to create, you know, like, and it's completely different perspective then. And the same now for DMs, right? Like maybe that they heard you, they had an opinion about what was going on between the two of you at that time, was that information that they have. And that was them seeing it in a pretty rough surface level. But now, because they get so many more nuances, it's like, well, I wonder what you think with regards to this, or I wonder how do you feel about that, right? It could be the same situation, but there are more and more nuances now that are coming up and they're understanding, and so they have more questions. Message from feminines to masculines now. Look at that. Almost the answer from the feminine. I need more time. So masculines are focusing on space, and there's definitely here. And feminines on time and seek professional advice. They do want to get more information for sure. For some, it will be, you know, getting another opinion from a figure of authority, whether it's a mentor, therapist, or maybe it's a legal question that they need consultation on, right? But whatever it is, it's like, yes, they definitely need more information and they want to learn more about certain aspects of their of what's going on for them emotionally, and also in 3D space, right? So it's like, okay, we're both getting there. I know, take your time because I need time as well. That's the main message. Okay, thank you guys for joining me for this reading. If you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others who may benefit from this kind of information. And until next time.